Hi, everyone, and welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who enjoy drinking and discussing anime. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Hannah, and we'll be watching Ouran High School Host Club. And just fair warning, we will be watching this as a dub and not a sub. Don't come at us. Other disclaimer is that there will be spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, pause and watch the episode yourself and then come back and listen along. We will also be going over explicit content and we'll probably say some pretty explicit things. So listener, beware, and it's to your own discretion.
We hope you enjoy. Pour yourself a drink and join us.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Baka Bitches. I'm Hannah, and
I'm Stephanie.
And we will be going over the second episode of Ouran High School Host Club. And before we do that, Stephanie, what are we drinking?
So tonight we are drinking a very cheap bottle of champagne that I had in my fridge mixed with frozen vodka cocktail sticks.
You know what? I'm here for it. It's got a nice, light, fruity flavor, and the bubbly from the champagne, really good.
It was frozen and cold at some point, but I feel like we've been talking for so long.
It melted
It's tepid.
a little bit.
It is tepid.
It's fine.
But it's fine.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so the title of this episode is called The Job of a High School Host. And I'll read you the synopsis so then we can get going. All right. So Host Club regular Kanoko Kasugazaki is having trouble with her fiance, Toru Suzushima, who is planning to leave to study abroad. The group plans to reunite them at an upcoming dance by making Haruhi dress as a girl and approach Toru as an admirer. Toru says he's flattered, but that he cares for someone else. Kanoko finds them together and flees in tears, but Toru catches up to her and they reaffirm their feelings for one another. At the end of the dance, Kanoko is chosen as the queen to be given a kiss on the cheek by Haruhi. Tamaki, realizing that this will be Haruhi's first kiss, runs to stop her and stumbles, pushing Haruhi's face into Kanoko's with a kiss on the lips. All right. So after that brief description, what did you think of the episode in general?
In general, I liked it, but I did think that it was very, very indicative of how everything high school goes, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's over sensationalized. The romances are so much bigger than they actually ought to be. The feelings are so much bigger.
Very big.
Even when perfectly normal things are happening.
Oh, yeah. I would say I recall my teenage years being full of angst, but I also grew up as a teenager in the mid-2000s where emo and angst was all the rage anyways.
It was very trendy to be emo then.
It really was.
So trendy.
So I think everyone was all up in their feels. And so, I can kind of relate to this. But yeah, we should probably put more detail about the episode. So we first start out, Haruhi is actually studying, probably the only scene in the whole show, I would think.
First and last time studying.
Basically,
that we've seen.
Yeah, I was like, oh, good, she's doing her scholarly duties.
Good for her.
But, as soon as you see it, it basically ends.
It's over.
She closes her notebook and she's like, oh, I'm going to be late to the host club. And she just
She has
starts,
new priorities now, okay?
yeah, tons
Just leave
of
her
boys.
alone.
I get
Leave
it.
her
I get
alone.
it. What high school girl didn't prioritize boys over schoolwork anyways,
Fair.
right? Is that just me?
I was going to say same still, but if I'm
Okay.
now in my 30s prioritizing high school boys, that's a problem. When
Yeah,
I'm
there's
saying
issues.
same, I mean same when I was
From
that
like back
age.
then. Yes, we are age appropriate people here. So-
Nobody come at us. It's not what it is.
Please don't do that. So, anyways, she gets to the abandoned quote unquote music room, opens the door, and she is met with a tropical oasis. Like live tropical plants, like palm trees and whatever natural tropical vegetation there is.
A gigantic python.
Yes, so many tropical animals that should not be there. I'm more than sure, like the giant snake that could, kill someone, possibly.
Oh, yeah,
you
that
know, when
too.
you think about
Also
it.
that.
When you think about it. So she is greeted by the group of the host club, and they're all dressed up to fit the theme. And they're, wearing these, I don't know, tropical outfits, sarongs, and I don't know, just kind of crazy.
By them, you mean
Them.
the host club.
Yes, I do.
Minus Haruhi.
Yes.
And minus all the girls who are head to toe, long sleeve dresses, up
Yes.
to their neck, down to their calves, with stockings on.
Yes.
And they're just chilling in there.
Yeah, they're
like
good.
NBD. They're not breaking a sweat.
Which they should, because Tamaki mentions that he had cranked the thermostat up to fit the tropical theme. And
No, they're not sweating. They're true ladies. They don't even have
that's
sweat
true.
glands.
They don't sweat, they don't fart, and God forbid they do not poop.
What is even pooping? I've never heard
don't
of that.
know. I don't know. Can't relate. I'm a woman. I don't know.
This episode's getting weird already.
I
All
know.
right,
I'm sorry.
moving on. Moving on.
It's
So
the
they're
dress.
all dressed up,
Yes.
clearly out of place, but that's fine because
yeah.
it's just an anime.
Yeah.
It's just what happens.
We accept this.
Yeah, it's reality.
Yeah.
And then what happens next?
And then, Tamaki attempts to get Haruhi to dress up. He is dressed up as this exotic, I don't know, tropical king, quote unquote, he called himself, which he was wearing a lot of jewelry, stuff like that. And he's like, I got you a matching outfit. You can be the queen. And right there, the plot kind of falls apart because isn't he supposed to, Haruhi, supposed to stay a boy and hidden that, she's actually a female? So why all of a sudden are you gonna make her dress up as a girl?
So I think that that's part of the thing in this episode that's a little dicey, I guess, is because of the fact that he clearly still, he being Tamaki, still wants Haruhi to be part of this club because he wants to be close to her and have this like relationship, but then is also like, be pretty for my visual eyesight and pleasure, please, and thank you.
Cause that crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's weird because he flip flops so drastically back and forth on this, like he can't make up his mind.
And I kind of get it because of his.
Do you?
Okay. Let me explain. I get it from the standpoint of he vacillates back and forth because he has this crush, right, on Haruhi. And he both wants to keep her around, and thus, in order to do that, he has to make sure that her secret identity, like her true identity, her true gender, stays hidden. And that she comes off as a boy host. But at the same time, he wants to see her as the feminine girl and embrace that as well, because then maybe, just maybe, he might have, I don't know, more of a chance with her. So like there's this vacillation of, well, if I need to keep her around, and I want to keep her around, so she has to be a boy. But I really love her, and I think she's so cute, and I want her to embrace her more girly side and come out as a girl, and then we can, like, date or whatever it is that he's thinking. But in the process, if she's revealed to be a girl, she can't be a host anymore.
Right, which kind of ends the time that she's spending with them.
Exactly.
Really, because she's just there because she owes them a great debt.
A great debt.
For the vase.
For the
very
vase. Fancy, rich vase.
So it's to his benefit to keep her around.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's really...
in some capacity.
Or maybe what he wants is she plays boy to everyone out in, like, in public, but, you know, girl
but behind
and cute.
The scenes.
Yeah, behind the curtain.
Behind
the curtain. Just
behind
for
is
him.
just all up behind.
Yeah.
Back it up, Haruhi. Back it up. Back it up.
Yeah. So
it does kind of feel that way.
So, you know, there's I don't know, he's kind of neurotic about that kind of stuff. He vacillates for sure. So anyways, she obviously rejects that.
All of it.
She's like, I'm not dressing up. I'm especially not dressing up to match with you. And she proceeds to go on her hosting duties like everyone else. You've got the twins being twincestual at one table and girls just eating it up. You have Honey and, oh God, what is his name?
I'm going to pull out my sheet,
please,
my reference
I don't know
sheet.
why I'm blanking.
Don't worry, I got you, fam.
Bless you. I appreciate
Takashi.
it. Takashi, yes.
Yes.
Takashi, yes. Takashi, Tamaki, it's very...
different
very
she. All the she's.
So Honey and him are doing their thing, being the strong silent type, being the cute, overly excited boy type. You have Tamaki being Tamaki. Everyone's doing their thing, and we're seeing Haruhi at a table with two girls and wooing them to death, basically, by just saying the right things, like, oh, I think it's really cute when you guys dream, and these girls are eating it up, and, you know, all
Which is
right.
really, if another girl was saying that to another girl, it's totally valid.
Absolutely.
You know, it would be like the equivalent of me being like, hey, Hannah, cute shoes.
Right.
But then if you've got this, like, attractive guy who's like, hey, Hannah, cute shoes. Like, it's different, right?
It hits different.
So I feel like that's what's happening here, right?
Yeah.
It's because they don't know she's a girl.
Right. And
It hits different.
And as a girl, she kind of generally knows what to say. Not that she's trying to manipulate these girls. It's just, she's very honest. She's just, you know, it's really cute and it's great that you guys have dreams. You know, it's nothing, like, she's not coming on to them. She's just like, you know what, it's great that you guys have dreams. And they are just eating it up. And anyways, during this process, a girl comes to the table and is, you know, pardon, you know, because they're proper high school.
Him.
Oh. She interrupts Haruhi and says, excuse me, I think it's time for the host change. And this girl is Kanoko, which is one of the characters that we're going to focus on in this episode. And
this episode, no other episode, just this
absolutely not. She definitely disappears, and we never hear anything about her ever again. So, you know, she could be dead for all we know after this. It's fine.
It's dark.
It's fine. It's fine.
So tell us about Kanoko.
So Kanoko has decided to have a, what would you call it, a host time with Haruhi, and she, as soon as they meet, they have a conversation, she's like, you're now my favorite host, which causes drama because previously she was Tamaki's princess, quote unquote.
Right.
And so,
We all know what a raging jealous type he is.
Yes.
Because he just wants the attention.
yeah, that's really what it comes down to. He wants the attention of all of the girls, and God forbid any of the girls give attention to anyone else. And I don't know why he's freaking out that it's Haruhi, of all people. I don't know. So she's just like, yeah, you're my new favorite host. I'm going to you. And it turns out after all that drama and Tamaki being, dramatic about it, that Kanoko is what they call a host hopper or something along those lines. She just goes from host to host. And she's just never really settled down, which I guess that's a thing. You pick your host and you stick with them until you graduate, I guess.
Gross.
I don't know.
Sounds like marriage.
Boo.
Boo you.
So, so they start talking about this girl. And how Tamaki is so downtrodden about the fact that she no longer wants him to be her host, and I guess that's a bad thing. I don't really know the dynamics, but I guess she's been around with all the guys in that host club.
Hey, yo.
Get
it, girl.
Hell yeah.
But then there's a deeper meaning, right? Because then we find out she's trying to fill a hole.
A big old void, if you will.
Hannah and I are giving each other the eyes.
We are. Winking.
As we progress throughout this episode, there is something that she was looking for that she hadn't been getting. That's not nearly as sexual as we're making it sound.
It's really not.
We're just really weird. Okay, so
yeah.
Let's speed this along. So, our next scene cuts to Tamaki breaking down.
Yes.
Pulling out this literal poster-sized picture.
A portrait. Framed in a gaudy
Who knows how he got this? He probably paid someone for it.
I don't want to know.
Of Haruhi from her previous school.
Yeah.
In her school uniform. In a school uniform, guys. In a uniform that she couldn't even bother re-wearing to the school. Instead, she had to go in her father's sweat clothes.
Yeah, it's fine.
So she had a uniform at some point, but chose not to wear it to her new school.
Yep, she said this
with
is
her
the
long
look.
hair. And then we find out that the only reason she looks the way she does now is because she got a haircut. Why did she get a haircut, Hannah?
Well, because a little neighborhood boy said, haha, wouldn't this be fun to stick gum in her hair?
But where in her hair? Was it so that she needed to cut her hair so short?
Absolutely not. She could have used a little trim because that was like near the end of her hair.
Right.
That it was stuck. At least that's how it was drawn. So that's how I'm taking it.
So the plot thickens.
Yep. It makes no sense why she was so disheveled.
So anyways, Tamaki's basically like, you're not pretty enough for me. You should just be pretty.
Go back to being a girl.
You were so pretty. And then the famous line, I think it's what's on the inside that counts. Cue her little Bambi eyes.
Yes. And it shouldn't matter what gender people think, which, okay, if you're cool with that, okay. But at the same time, like, I don't know, there's a mass confusion out there. Maybe clear some of it up for what you really want to be known as, if that makes sense. Because then it's like you're not confusing anyone and just saying, okay, that works. If she was called an octopus, would she be like, okay, I'm an octopus?
Probably.
Ugh, that's so exhausting.
Probably.
So exhausting. I don't know. That's my only gripe, is that at least tell people what you want to be called. But I get for the host thing, she's got to be in disguise. I get it. Okay. So Tamaki throws this fit about her not looking the way she used to, and proceeds in this hissy fit to call himself Daddy.
Daddy.
Oh, Daddy.
Senpai.
And that was probably the funniest part of that whole scene, is the fact that he refers to himself as Daddy, and then looks at Kyoya and calls him mommy. And
no, I'm not here for this.
And the rest of the host club is just like, he really calling himself daddy? Why? Who is he calling mommy? And Kyoya's like, I guess from the looks of it, he's calling me mommy. And they just accept that. They're having a casual conversation, and Tamaki's freaking out. And I don't know. It's just havoc over there, right? So anyways, in this process, after the fit, Tamaki's like, but you know what? As hosts, we noticed that Kanoko, Princess Kanoko, is having some issues, and we need her to stop doing this host jumping thing. Oh gosh, we skipped a part, Stephanie.
Which part?
We skipped a part that one of the critical parts that pushes the plot along. We skipped the scene where she's just having tea at the host club, like a next day thing. All the tropical animals and things are gone. She's just having tea, and in walks Toru, who is delivering a tea set to the club. And Toru is betrothed to Kanoko. And she is...
Sure, this betrothal, this is not legit, though.
No.
This is not how betrothals work.
No, not
I didn't
this
even
age.
write this down in my notes because it is so unimportant to me. But let's talk about it.
Okay. I feel like it's important.
It's important for the story.
Yes.
But not personally.
Well,
So I didn't make notes of it.
Fair. But can we also say child brides and all of that is maybe not a good thing? Don't do that.
Well, sure, but when you're two children and you're just playing make-believe.
Well, I mean, but they're also teens and they're literally engaged.
So they say. Because
Literally.
they have put that definition on it. Who sanctified this?
Their parents.
Did they?
The great tea empire demands it.
Did they? I don't feel we don't know that.
That's literally what they say in the show. They are engaged. I read it in the synopsis.
Yeah, I know that they said that they were engaged, but I thought that it was more of like that scenario where two kids were like, boy golly, we're gonna be together forever.
Oh no, I think it's a legit engagement. Like it's a legit thing that's gone.
That's even more impressive than that they actually fell in love. Don't you think?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in a sense, I know that in a lot of cultures, that's still,
Gosh, I wish that was our culture.
No.
Wouldn't my life be easier?
I don't know. It really depends.
That's true.
It's a mixed bag.
Fair.
But some cultures do, I wouldn't say like child bride stuff necessarily, but I think there's still a lot of matchmaking and, oh, you know, as a kid, we already know what family we want you to marry into. And so we're gonna, for lack of a better word, and it's such a gross word in this statement, but like groom them to be the wife or the husband for that other family's child.
I mean, maybe, but if you're this fucking rich, does it really matter?
I guess maybe not. I don't know. And I don't really know what the point is in modern times because, I mean, I get it back in, you know, centuries ago. They married kids from rich families to make peace with other countries, villages. I don't fucking know.
Villages, countries. There's like one singular
cities,
woman.
Kingdoms.
It's the make or break. One singular woman
you know,
and a country.
Yeah, fuck, I don't know. There's armies everywhere. I don't know. They fought a lot, you know, so they did it for peace and for joining kingdoms. Also.
Joining?
Yeah, you know.
As Hannah finger motions joining to me.
You know, it's fine. That's going into Patreon.
Keep doing it, Hannah.
Okay. So I'll just continue doing this as I talk. No. So anyways, they're legit engaged. I fully believe that because what other thing are you going to do as a rich academy student? I don't know. So she panics when Toru enters and she pretends that she either doesn't really notice him and she's just like, You're so funny, to everyone else, and just kind of makes it really awkward because that's what teenage girls do. And Toru's just like, okay, here's your tea set. I'm going to go. Okay, bye. And then the host club that's when we get to the scene where we're talking about, and Tamaki has the fit about what Haruhi used to look like, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, Tamaki then is like, it's our job to reunite these two and make it better. And, we know that they're engaged, and Toru's this kind of plain guy, but clearly Kanoko loves him. So, we're going to do this. And we have the perfect setting to do this. We have a dance.
Oh, yes.
The dance.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Here for it.
The dance?
Yes.
Fair. I was never really great at dancing, but you know what? I'll dress up for a shindig.
Oh, yeah. I'm not here for the dressing up, the dancing, or the dance. I'm here
the food.
for...
Is it the food?
Right.
The
Which is really what Haruhi was here for, right? Didn't she get suckered in with like the fancy
tuna? The
fancy fish
salmon
or whatever.
Something like
fancy
that.
Feast. Some kind of fancy food. She was here for it, and I'm like, yes.
Same, girl.
Get
same. It. And they kind of patronized her about it because they're like, oh, it's so cute. This commoner wants the fancy tuna. And they're like, it's adorable. And I was like, guys, give it a rest.
Yeah. They had to say something to reel her back in, though.
I guess. And
because they were losing her.
Yeah, because she didn't want to go to this thing at all. She was just like, don't I have a free pass? Isn't what I'm doing just strictly for the host club?
So they're going to reduce additionally onto her debt if she takes part in this dance.
Yeah, they bribed her.
So she's really invested in doing this.
Yes.
But then she finds out she has to learn how to dance.
Yes, because that's part of the plan. She's got to learn how to dance like a gentleman.
So, who helps teach her how to dance?
Oh.
Do you know?
I do.
Tell me who.
I actually know. Kanoko.
What?
Yeah. She volunteers her time to teach Haruhi, her new favorite host, how to dance.
So romantic.
Absolutely
and
adorable.
There's all the moments, right, where they're dancing together and you see it in slow motion painted across the screen. They're sharing laughter together. They're making eye contact.
Yeah. Kaneko's eating it up.
Haruhi trips and falls at one point and just lands on top of her.
Scandalous.
Nobody gets remotely hurt. It's just all here for the thing.
Opportunity from that point.
Exactly.
And the part that makes it a little awkward is that Tamaki was just kind of there, sitting on the window bench.
As he does.
Sulking about all of this.
Men. So anyways.
Yeah.
Needless to say, Haruhi learns how to dance effectively, efficiently.
Yep.
Within the span of 20 seconds.
Yes.
As one does.
Yeah, I wish I learned that fast.
And then we cut to our next scene where the dance is happening. It is the moment.
There is like...
the moment has come.
The moment has come. There is not even a live band. It is a live orchestra doing all the music because, rich people, they can just do that.
And Haruhi is now approached at the dance by Kanoko.
Yes. Dressed in her finest formal brown suit.
Yes. Please dance with me. And then is immediately intercepted.
Intercepted, more like kidnapped.
That's true. Okay, that's true. Fair.
Yeah.
Hijacked.
Yes.
In order to, here, quick, put all this stuff on by the host club fellow members.
Yeah, the twins.
Honey.
Pretty sure Kyoyo is there.
Yeah, the gang's all there, minus Tamaki.
Yeah, he's busy getting attention from everyone else.
This beautiful dress. And have makeup put all over her face, even though we see none of this makeup.
Absolutely not.
She makes the complaint that my face feels heavy. But her face literally does not look an ounce different.
No.
They put a wig on her that
Yes.
somehow perfectly matches the hair that she used to have.
Oh, I know. That
To a
was
T.
weird.
To a T.
Do you think Tamaki had some sort of custom wig made? Like
I don't
he
think
paid
it was
for it?
Tamaki because he's busy pouting,
True.
but it was someone else.
Kyoya. He's the mastermind behind
someone.
everyone.
It was someone.
I like everything.
Right.
So, you know what? Okay. I'll go with Kyoya. That's headcanon for me now.
So hijacked, forced to put on this outfit,
And makeup.
and
wig.
then surprise led where to do what?
Oh, yeah. She was just kind of
This is
winging
some
at
this
this
bullshit,
point.
guys. Listen to
It
this.
really is. Okay, so she ends up having to go into this empty, deserted classroom, or so she thinks. And she gets in there, and lo and behold, Toru is there, standing alone. And as soon as Haruhi appears, Toru's like, oh, wow, I didn't know it would be you. You look so different from what I imagined. And Haruhi's just like, what? And it turns out that the host club had engineered this quote unquote love letter that they slipped into, I don't know, Toru's locker. Do they have lockers in these rich schools? I don't know. Dressing room? Do they have their own dressing rooms? Anyways, so he gets this letter from a secret admirer that is supposed to be Toru, but it is written like the girliest girl of girl letters, you know? It's kind of gross.
I've been watching you from afar.
Yeah,
Just have to profess my love to you.
with all these cute emoticon faces drawn and just the over exaggeration of whatever. Like, I love you. And it's just, it's too much. It's syrupy. It's gross. I don't want it.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants it. But he shows up saying he got this letter, and Haruhi is just like, oh, that's a little too much. Who wrote this? But anyways, Toru ends up, saying, I can't return these feelings. I appreciate it, but I have someone else that I really love. And, then Haruhi just switches this, I don't know, something in her changes where she's like, oh, well, if that's the case, then you need to go after her. What are you doing here? You need to go chase her and be with her, tell her how you feel and all this, because he's explaining, well, I love Kanoko and I want to be a man that's deserving of her, and so I want to...
But I don't want to communicate with her.
Absolutely not.
Because that's so extra.
It's too much work.
Like, I want to do all these things for her. I have all these actions. I have all these thoughts.
Yes, and feelings.
But I don't want to talk about it.
No, we don't talk about feelings.
We don't talk about Bruno either. We don't talk about anything.
Who's Bruno? I don't even know Bruno.
What the fuck is that?
What's a feeling? Bruno
I don't
feeling.
I don't even have a feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And so, so he had decided to, in order to be able to be a great man for Kanoko, he needed to go overseas to learn more about tea sets. Which, okay. But what place you go to learn about tea sets? And why?
Oh, Wonderland. Have you ever seen Alice in Wonderland?
I certainly have.
Yeah, so he's probably setting up like an appointment with the Mad Hatter and March Hare.
You know what?
He's just going to go tea party crazy.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, because it's the only thing that makes fucking sense.
Going to London.
In the context of what is happening here.
Yeah.
Where he's like, it's going to be easier for me to never talk to the woman that I love.
And explain.
Fly overseas without saying a single goddamn thing.
Of course.
And then come back and hope she magically is somehow still invested in me.
Well, I mean,
and
they're
win her back.
automatically engaged, so it's fine. They're good.
Because of our flashback where they're young. They're 4 years old, unattended, in a china shop.
Yeah, that's dangerous. What? Who does
And
that?
she's over here starry-eyed looking at tea sets like you do when you're 4 years old.
Like you do.
You know, because you get to look and not touch. Otherwise, your mom's going to slap your hand.
I'm touching it. Oh my God. You know what?
Don't you dare.
I
Don't you dare.
I touch so many things.
You may
as a
not
kid.
touch it.
At the store.
You may not touch it. You may not lick it. Don't even look at it too hard, okay?
Do you know how many like packs of ground beef I used to poke at the grocery store when I was a kid?
Oh.
So many.
You know all those bins that were like the rice bin where you could scoop out?
Yeah.
And you could take things by the pound?
Yes.
The amount of those bins that I used to open and I was like, pinto beans.
People, wash your foods if you get bulk items like that. Please.
Because granted, I was not the only kid doing this.
Oh, absolutely not. Like, that's a germ fest.
Yeah. At one point, I had stuffed my pockets full of lima beans because I thought, if I plant this and there is one lima bean, one singular lima bean,
no.
yes, I will be the next female Jack and the Beanstalk.
Oh, hell yeah.
And my parents will be so proud of me.
Make a name for yourself.
Okay, so what actually happened was I forgot that they were in my jean pockets.
Uh-huh.
And
Go on.
I was playing with my mom and she was tickling me. Uh-huh. And I fell upside down at one point, and they started falling out of my pocket.
Oh, no.
And then I got in trouble.
Uh-huh.
And then she drove me back to Albertsons, made me talk to the manager, and apologize for stealing these lima beans.
You know what? That is some extra parenting.
Sorry, guys.
I love it.
So anyways, needless to say.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
let's not focus on me.
Yep, sure.
We're talking about Kanoko.
I know.
And her fucked up life.
Yeah,
So anyways,
yeah.
So she's in this china shop unattended with another 4-year-old.
Yep, as you do.
And he's over here like, oh, by golly, I'll tell you about all of the designs one day, Kanoko, because soon you're going to be my wife.
My wife.
And she's over here just like, oh, yeah. Screaming herself. Which
Stephanie,
nobody understands. But there you have it. Boom, they're engaged.
Yep.
This is not a sanctioned engagement, Hannah. I don't know what you're thinking.
I think it's, I'm going to argue this, that it's off screen, quote unquote.
No.
That the parents have said.
I don't buy it.
Why?
Because we didn't see it happen.
It doesn't matter. There are a lot of shit that's implied. And I think that is one of those things that openly even discussed in this episode, that they are literally engaged.
Yeah,
because that's what rich people do.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, wouldn't they call it a betrothal? Isn't that what rich people do?
Well, you know what? There's probably a little bit of a language change from Japanese to English.
And see, that's what I think happened, and that they don't necessarily mean engagement. I think that they
think they still do.
Yeah, no. I think that there was something lost in translation, and they're just super invested in each other. Okay, so this is what we need to do.
Okay, what?
We're gonna have all of our followers comment.
Yes.
Whose side are you on? Are you on the Hannah side that they are actually engaged?
It's legit, people.
Are you on my side where they're just fucking kids making shit up and this all doesn't mean anything and it's just an anime and nobody knows what they're talking about, just anime things?
Okay,
hashtag.
But why would they not just why would they not, if that's the case, just say that they're boyfriend and girlfriend when they're
Because they're not even talking. They're not even talking to each other.
When they first started talking to each other as teenagers, and they're like, "You want to be boyfriend and girlfriend? You want to go?"
We don't even see that happen. The last thing we see of them is them as 4 years old in a china shop. To me, they're just that relationship that you look at and you covet, and you're like, "I got a crush on this person." And that's really it.
Is that what it is?
Sure. Okay. Whatever. If Hannah, if we got to put labels on everything, then sure.
Yes,
because
I need to know.
For me, I'm over here just freestyling it. Like, it's cool. We don't got to define it. If you're happy and they're happy,
we're
really
all
happy.
Confusing feelings.
You know what?
I'm not saying
I've been around the block. I've been there, done that. I'm happy with just
not.
It's fine.
That's fair.
We don't gotta. DTR.
But
Okay, we don't
for
gotta
me, I need
define the
to know
relationship.
shit. I need to know shit. And I'm not saying you have to label everything, but
you
in
gotta
this
label
case,
everything.
They've labeled it. They've labeled it.
They have, right. But that's another one of those things that I'm saying I feel like was lost in translation. Okay, maybe not. Okay, let's
You know
find
what?
out.
You know
Let's
what?
see
Yeah.
what everyone else
Okay.
thinks.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
We'll
here
see
for
what-
that.
We'll see what everyone
We
else
clearly don't see
thinks.
eye to eye. That's okay.
That's fine. That's
It doesn't
totally fine.
it doesn't even matter in the grand
No.
scheme of what's happened here because we never see either one of them again.
Right, after all of this. We're
So
arguing over nothing. That's fine.
where did we leave off? He's
So-
chasing her.
No, okay, no. So he leaves Haruhi.
Yes.
After Haruhi, like, pounds some logic into his dumb head.
Correct.
And so he's like, oh, yeah, I should share my feelings. And so he he starts running after Kanoko, who is, I don't know, just... Oh, you know what? No. I forgot, like, that is not what happened. Scratch that. I'm a dummy. I'm stupid. So what happens is that during this confession and Toru saying his truth, whatever, the host club has led Kanoko to the same exact classroom that Haruhi and Toru are at, so that way she discovers that there's a moment of quote-unquote confession, and so it kind of makes things worse before it gets better, more or less. And so seeing Toru with another woman, with another girl, Kanoko becomes distraught, starts running away, crying her little eyes out because she's dramatic. And Toru's like, oh no, and starts running after her. And they run outside, and eventually Toru is able to catch her by the arm and...
Rape? Just kidding.
I know, we had a little bit of issue with that, because, like, that's a lot. I don't know.
Why you gotta be grabbing people?
I know, like, maybe...
Why we gotta get so handsy?
Maybe just text her later.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give her a call.
Just send her a message on the gram. Just
be
tweet
like,
her.
I did chase after you, but I didn't want to, like, end up being a stalker, so, like, maybe get back at me.
So now I'm just hitting you up on 10 different social medias. That's
Hey,
cool,
girl,
right?
Hey.
It's not weird now. I'm just gonna send you a telegram. Just gonna Insta you. I'm gonna tweet you.
I'm gonna smoke sign you. It's fine.
I'm gonna send a message through my parents because we're engaged, not engaged, to my betrothed.
I'm gonna send you a Morse code soon, lady. So no, like...
So he physically grabs her,
Yep,
stops her.
But you know what? In the end, it works out okay because
anime.
Because anime.
Yeah.
Because he explains his feelings, which he should have done all along, and explained why he was going to be going abroad, because I'm sure this broad was all like, oh, he's going to another country and leaving me forever, because he didn't explain shit to her.
I mean, fair.
Granted,
Yeah.
it's not all his fault. I think it's Kaneko's fault too, because
Yeah.
she also did not communicate.
True. But I mean, I feel like she felt like it was not her thing to do.
Well, I mean, yes.
I'm not
but at
saying
the same
it's right.
time-
I'm not saying it's right.
Her reaction to everything was like, well, okay, you're gonna go abroad, so then I'm just gonna, like, go flirt with the host club.
Just gonna
that
have
was
my
her
fun.
reaction.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know. It just, there
Not
were
good
some
communication.
errors. There
Yeah.
was, lack of communication on both sides. But I guess that wouldn't make a 23-minute episode, in that we would never have this episode to begin with, I guess. So anyways, during this little makeup sesh outside, lights come on to them, like spotlights. I don't even know where they have those spotlights outside. Is that just a thing that they have on the roofs installed already? I don't know.
It wasn't already installed. They just paid for it last minute.
They just rolled them out.
Yeah.
Tamaki's like, slaves, go turn these spotlights on them.
Probably.
Okay, that makes sense. so Spotlight comes out. Tamaki's like, okay, the dance is basically near the end, and we're gonna announce that the queen of the dance is Princess Kanoko, and all this other stuff. And so now Kanoko gets the treat of having a passionate kiss on the cheek, which, how do you have a passionate kiss on the cheek?
Come here, Hannah, I'll show you.
Is there gonna be tongue?
There's going to be multiple tongues.
Hot.
Just kidding.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. See, again, one of those lost in translation things. Surely.
Yeah.
Because in no context, in no country ever can this happen.
No. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
But that's fine. We're just going to go for it.
Same.
Yeah.
Just like how I would agree but not really agree that they're engaged. Sure.
We're not going to bring that up again. It's
all
fine.
right.
It's
all
fine.
right. We don't talk about it.
Agree to disagree at this
It's
point.
fine. This is where our podcast ends, you guys.
Okay, bye. It was fun. So, anyways, because of that, Kaneko gets a passionate kiss on the cheek, and it's by Haruhi, right? And
How was Haruhi selected for this noble honor?
I honestly, if I recall, it was Tamaki that volunteered her, technically, which makes this way more complicated, this scene.
Right, because what then happens?
Because then, in the process of Haruhi walking down to do the thing,
Walking down this epic staircase
epic staircase as usual.
to meet Kaneko with her betrothed.
Yep.
To give Kaneko a kiss on the cheek.
Yep.
Passionately.
And
Honey.
Tamaki's, yeah,
Honey
Tamaki's
comes
standing
in.
there, and Honey comes up and is like, hey, you know?
Do you think this is her first, or his first kiss?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they say
Haruhi's first kiss? And then freaks Tamaki out.
Oh, yeah. He goes insane. He panics. Yeah,
he
so
full
hard.
panics.
And he starts, like, I don't know. It must be a teen guy thing. He doesn't really understand how long his fucking arms and legs are, but he just starts, like, panicking and flailing all over the place.
Yeah, he doesn't understand how to body anymore.
He does not. And for someone who's supposed to be so smooth and suave, he is not in this moment. And because of that, he gets all stumbly and ends up knocking Haruhi, as Haruhi has kind of cupped Kaneko's chin to, like, tilt.
Oh, yeah, it was a good cupping.
It was a good cupping.
It was
I
a very
like,
sexy
wow.
cupping.
Very confident cupping.
Yeah, especially considering that was her first.
Yeah, just this one hand under Kaneko's chin and, trying to, like, adjust her position.
Tilt her face just right.
Just right.
For the ultimate cheek passionate kissing.
Yes. 'Cause
right.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
And as that's happening, Tamaki falls into Haruhi, which then messes everything up.
Inadvertently pushes her just right for no longer a passionate cheek kissing, but a passionate kissing.
Yeah, like full on onto the lips, just perfectly aligned.
Full mouth to mouth. Nobody has a broken tooth. Nobody has a bloody nose.
Right. No one's
It's all
bumped
fine.
heads.
It's just perfectly aligned.
Just perfect.
Like the Greek gods created it themselves.
Oh, it was heaven, I
It was.
guess.
I felt the passion.
Oh, so did I think. Well, I don't know. So anyways, Kaneko's all blushy. And Haruhi, like, being ever the monotone, unfazed character that she is just like, wow, I never thought my first kiss would be with a girl. And like leaves
and
it
then
at
just
that.
like walks off. That's
Just
it.
like,
That's
okay,
cool.
you're good. And to me, I'm like, I feel like there should be, I don't know, a little more thought than just brushing it off. But I know we're talking about Haruhi. But I just, first kisses, man, I feel like they're a bigger deal than just, oh, okay. Oh, is that just me?
It's definitely just you.
Oh,
I feel like we could
shit.
have a whole different podcast or topic on just first kisses.
Oh.
Maybe we should go there.
Maybe.
But not
For the
today.
Patreon. For the Patreon.
So, I feel like that about wraps up this episode on where we
does.
were.
Yep. It sure does.
Yeah.
So
Full of teen drama.
it really was. But,
Yeah.
you know, Kanoko, Toru living happily ever after. We never see them
Truth.
again. So, I don't know. Maybe,
So we assume they got married, or one of them killed the other. Also fair.
Or they died in a Romeo Juliet type way. Yeah.
It's not what I was thinking, but okay.
Oh, well, you know, they're teens. They're dramatic. It makes sense to me.
Okay. Well, on that lovely note,
Yeah.
it was a great episode too.
It was.
Looking forward to episode 3.
Baka bye.